Get ready because today I have for you 25 beautiful Christmas ornaments you can make today using Dollar Tree items. So let's get started. I'm gonna take this beautiful yarn. These are more of the traditional yarn from Dollar Tree. And I'm just gonna start taking some strips that are about 12 inches long. And I'm just gonna do as many as I need. I'm going to cover up this little piece of the toilet paper roll. So I'm just going to fold that in half and loop it in between the little loop, just like you see me doing there, and then just tighten it as I go. I'm going to do this until the entire roll is covered. You've probably seen this done on social media. I've seen it done many times. I've seen it on Pinterest, and I've never done one myself, so I wanted to give it a try. I covered the entire thing, and now I'm going to just kind of place those strands inside of the hole and then just kind of brush them as I go. We're going to create a nice little cozy winter hat. Now, we are going to make this into a little gnome, so I want to make sure that the inside is cozied up and full. So I'm going to take one of these snowballs that you can find at Dollar Tree. They fit perfect right inside the little hat. I'm just going to squeeze it right in there. This is going to give me a nice firm inside, as well as just as I'm tying it, it'll be nice and round at the top. I'm going to cut off the excess yarn. That way it's nice and clean. And now I'm going to make another one of those pom-poms, similar to what we did earlier. Roll it around in a piece of cardboard, tie it in the center with another piece of yarn. Then we're going to cut open all of the loops and we're going to shape it in the shape we want. Now, because this is going to be a cute little gnome, I want to shape it a little bit like a gnome beard. So I'm just going to give it that shape and then hot glue it to the bottom of the hat, just like that. We want to give it a cute little nose, so I'm just going to take a wooden bead and I'm going to place it right in the front, and I'm just going to snuggle it up right there in between the beard and the hat. I am now going to take a tiny little piece of greenery and I'm just going to place it there to the left, and then a cute little tiny piece of red berries. I'm going to add one extra piece of yarn. This is just going to give me something to hang it from in case I want to use it as an ornament, which I think would be so adorable. Look how cute this is. Oh my word, my friends, I would make 100 of these. It was so much fun, and how adorable is this? Dollar Tree DIY craft. We're going to take a couple of these lids from mason jars that are left over from other projects, and we're going to start wrapping them around using the white yarn. Just add a little dab of hot glue on one end, and then just keep going around and around until both of them are nicely wrapped and tight, just like this. Then we're going to attach these together by just joining them with a little bit of hot glue and then joining it with a little piece of extra yarn. We're going to make a cute little snowman ornament, and I think you're going to love this one. This will also be a great one to do with your kiddos. Once it looks like this, you can add whatever you want to it. I'm going to add this striped candy cane style ribbon to it, hot glue it to the back, and then we're just kind of wrap it around, crisscrossing it, kind of like a little scarf for our little snowman. And then again, you can leave it like this, or you can add anything else you want to it. I decided to add a little bit more embellishments just because I felt like it needed it, but you don't have to, of course. This was left over from another ornament from Dollar Tree. I just left it the way it was and added a cute little extra pine cone. And then I'm just going to add more yarn to the top so that we can hang the ornament, and that's it. Such an easy craft anyone can do. Of course, you want to knot it to make sure that you're going to be able to hang it. Now you can add a ribbon to the top as well, jute string, rope, whatever else you want. How adorable is this? You can make as many as you want, and why not use those lids? Love it. Let me know what you think. I found this beautiful farmhouse style sign that has 3 rounds to them, and I thought for $1.25 I can break this up and turn it into 3 different things, and what better than to use them to make ornaments. They were just perfect. I took off the jute string, and then I am going to sand them down just to rough them up, remove any excess sheen, and wipe them really, really well because we want to put some vinyl on top. Now, you can paint them if you want, but I'm going to use this vinyl that I have from Cricut. But Dollar Tree has a ton of vinyl, so make sure to take that out if you want to. So I'm just going to remove the back, and then we're just going to place the wood rounds right there on the vinyl. We're just going to cover them. Now, this vinyl has a glossy finish, which is perfect because window cling stick to vinyl really well. So I'm just going to sand down the edges. You just want to sand in a downward motion to remove the excess vinyl. Here's the first window cling from Dollar Tree. I think they're so beautiful. When I removed them, I realized, oh, they're sticky. They're not like a regular window cling where you can remove it back and forth. These are actually sticky. So they worked really well, and that'll work well in any surface. I'm going to add in some of these little tiny greenery picks that I got recently on Amazon on the top with a little pine cone. Hot glue them in place, and then I'm going to do similar style on the other two, but keeping them a little bit different just to create a nice set. These cute little snowmen are so beautiful. I'm going to add a couple of these picks and then a couple of these frosted berries right on top. Of course, these are going to be ornaments, so I want to make sure I have something to hang them from. This ribbon is from Dollar General from last year's Christmas selection. I'm just going to loop it and hot glue them to the back. I did the same thing on the other two, and now we have a beautiful set of 3 ornaments. That is so cute. These would be great to gift them. What do you think? I'm going to cut off a piece that's about 5-inch wide, and then I'm going to cut 3 pieces the same size. Once I have those cut, I'm going to find the middle of the top portion, and then I'm just going to cut using my blade knife from the middle top to each corner. We're going to create little triangles, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other 2. Once I have them set, I'm going to get 3 different types of ribbon. Now, all these ribbons are from Dollar Tree. They carry a huge selection of beautiful ribbon during Christmas season. I'm going to cut off a couple of pieces, and I'm going to cover each triangle with a different ribbon. And it's simple. You just want to hot glue the first one, then you want to fold it towards the back, hot glue it as needed, and cut if you need to, and then move on to the second piece. Now, don't worry if the very end piece is not completely covered, because we're going to cover that up anyways. Recently, I was at Walmart and I found a beautiful selection of ribbon. This was one of them. It has a faux fur look. It is white, and you get 21 feet for about $8. I thought it was a pretty good deal considering the quality and how beautiful it is. I'm going to cut off a piece and then cut that in half long ways, and I'm going to do that to the bottom of the triangle. We're going to make some cute little Santa hat ornaments. Wait until you see how cute these look. All right, so I cut off the X's. Now, I had these leftover pom-poms from, I don't know what. They were in my stash, but they were from previous projects. I'm going to hot glue one to the top, and then add a little greenery pick that I get on Amazon and a cute little berry. This is a berry pick from Walmart. I'm going to use this red rope from Dollar Tree, and then I'm just going to make a little loop, hot glue it to the back, and this is so we can hang it from there. How cute is that? For the next one, it's going to be very similar to the first. We're going to cover the front using this burlap ribbon. Again, this one's from Dollar Tree, and this one you can actually find year-round in the ribbon aisle. I'm going to stack it up and just hot glue as needed. And then on the bottom, I'm going to place another one of those pieces of faux fur ribbon, cut off the excess, and then we're going to place one of those little pom-poms right on top. Now for this one, we're going to keep it pretty neutral, I guess. We're just going to add this cute little bottle brush tree from Dollar Tree, and then 3 little berries. And then same thing, we are going to loop some red rope and add it to the back. For the third one, we're going to use this beautiful ribbon. It has a burlap look to it, but it does have a design from Dollar Tree. Same thing, we're just going to cover it up starting in the top and then the bottom. We're going to use the same faux fur ribbon for the bottom of this one and another pom-pom to use in the top. If you don't have these cute little pom-poms, you can use whatever you have on hand, and you can even create your own little pom-pom with some yarn. Cut off the X's, add the pom-pom, and then for this one, we are going to add some greenery. Now, this greenery is from Dollar Tree, so I'm just going to hot glue it in place, and this cute little glittery flower from Dollar Tree as well. Add a berry, and then add more rope to the back, and that's it. Such an easy project. You can do this with friends. You can do this with your kiddos or grandkids. Love the way that turned out. What do you think of this one? And I gotta say, it's one of my favorites from today. For this next cardboard craft, I'm going to take another piece of cardboard, of course, and I'm going to make some small little trees. We're going to make some cute little ornaments, and I think this is a perfect craft to do with friends, your kids, or even your grandkids. It's such an easy one. Once you have the little tree free-handed, it's just a very simple triangle tree, and I gave it a cute little trunk. I'm going to cut it again with my blade knife, and then I'm going to use that first one to create a second one, so again, they match in size. The beautiful part of this is that you can create as many as you want. I'm going to make 2 of them, but you can create 10, 15, 20. They're so easy and quick to do. Once I had them cut, I'm going to start with some yarn. This yarn is a fluffy one that I got at Michael's so long ago. I've had it for probably 3 years now. And I'm just going to start in the back and then start adding hot glue at the front edge and the back edge so that that first loop is nice and secure. And then you're just going to want to work your way up. When you get to the part with the tree edges, add another thin line of hot glue and then place the yarn and just hold it just for a few seconds till it holds. Flip it over, add another line of hot glue to the back edge. Once it hardens, go for it. Just start looping it all the way around, wrapping it to the top. At the very top, add a little dab of hot glue to secure it in place. And then I just work my way back down to cover any little empty spaces.
Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately.
I'm going to secure it in the back with some hot glue. And then we're going to bring in a nice dark red yarn from Dollar Tree. Again, we're going to start on the back of the tree. I'm going to hot glue a little piece, and then I'm going to make sure that I give it a cute little crisscross design in the front. I'm going to do it again a little bit slower so you kind of see what I'm talking about. Once you reach the top, just hot glue it to the back. It's important that you start and finish in the back so that all those little strands are in the back and not the front. So here's the slower version. You just want to crisscross it very easily. And then when you reach the top, just bring it to the back, hot glue it, and then cut it. I'm going to make a little loop with the same yarn just so that we can hang it, knot it in one end, and hot glue it to the back. I did the same thing to the other one. And look how cute this looks. Such an easy craft. Again, great to do with the kiddos. What do you think of this one?
It's a chance to start over new, 'cause I missed you so.
Dollar Tree Christmas DIY craft, we're going to take 4 of these ornaments. Now, if you don't have these bare wood ones, you can use these from Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to paint 2 of these red. This is Rust-Oleum Farmhouse Red. And the other 2, I'm going to paint white using Waverly chalk paint in the white. Now, on the red ornaments, I'm going to paint the top portion white. And on the white ornaments, I'm going to paint them red. I also decided to paint 2 doilies, actually 1.5 doilies, with the red tone. And then we are going to use other doilies in just the regular white. So here I am just going to paint those top portions. We're going to create a set of ornaments that are going to look different, but definitely similar, and it's going to create a nice set. For the red ones, I'm going to Mod Podge some of the white doilies, and I'm just going to add it wherever I want. So I'm just going to cut some of the doily as needed, Mod Podge. Once I have it attached, I'm just going to add another coat of Mod Podge over the top, including the doily. And I did the same thing with the white ornament using the red doilies. I had to retouch the white ornament because it kind of got a little bit of red. I don't know if you caught that. So I'm just going to retouch that one. And while that one dries, I'm going to sand down the edges to remove the excess doilies. This works really well. You can also cut it if you want with scissors or an X-Acto knife. But I have found that sanding down removes the excess and leaves a nice smooth edge. We're going to take the leftover ribbon that we used earlier and cut off 2 pieces, a small one and an even smaller one. We are going to create small little bows that they all going to look the same, and it's going to be simple. Just literally make a double-sided loop and then add extra bit ribbon in the middle, tie it, cut off any excess, and hot glue it to the bottom of each top of the ornament. I did the same thing on all of them to keep them nice and simple and similar. And then even the leftover ribbon, we're going to use again. We are really reusing these. And I'm just going to cut it directly in half. And this is what we're going to use to create a hanging piece for the ornaments. Just thread it through, make a very simple knot. Do the same thing on all 4 of them. And then now you have a beautiful set of ornaments you can keep for yourself. You can gift these or you can even sell them. How stunning are these? And remember, you can use any color combination you want. Craft, I'm going to take this leftover dowel that I had on hand. I'm going to cut it exactly at half point. I'm going to use my miter shears, and I do have these on my Amazon store, so make sure you check them out. Anything that I say I got on Amazon, likely it is in there, so check it out. It is linked down below. I want to take another one of those pages from the craft book, and I'm going to cut off a piece that looks just so beautiful, and it matches the size of the dowels. Once I had it cut to size, I'm going to hot glue one dowel to the top and one to the bottom. We're going to create what will look like maybe like a mini scroll, but it's going to be an ornament. Once I had both dowels attached, I'm going to add some rope. This is just rope I had on hand from a leftover shelving from Dollar Tree. I'm going to knot it on each side, cut off the excess rope, and then I wanted to add a little bit of embellishments. Of course, I'm like the embellishment queen. And I'm just going to add a couple little small pieces from Dollar Tree to the right upper corner. I don't want to cover too much of the design. And then I'm going to add a little bell. I just thought it was appropriate. It's a little bit of a music sheet. And I just thought, why not? I'm going to keep it nice and neutral, but look how gorgeous this is. You can make multiples of these. You can use whatever design you have. What do you think of this one? Let me know. Dollar Tree Christmas DIY craft. I'm going to take some of this burlap ribbon. This one is actually from burlapfabric.com. And then I'm going to take this beautiful red one from Dollar Tree. It has a very sheer look and is glittery. I'm going to cut 2 pieces. One is 24 inches and the other one is 12 inches. I'm going to stack the red one on top of the burlap on both strips. I'm also going to take a red glittery metallic pipe cleaner and cut it in half. We're going to start with the longer strip of ribbon and we're going to fold it so that it overlaps like this in the end. Scrunch it in the middle and then tie it with the pipe cleaner. Okay, we're going to tie it kind of tight as much as you can, okay? Then once it's tied, we're going to fold it in half, just like you're going to see here, just like that. Make sure that the pipe cleaners are exposed at the top. Same thing with the little one. We're going to fold and overlap the ends, scrunch it in the middle, tie it with a pipe cleaner, and then we are going to place the small one inside of the larger one. So just make sure it's nicely tight. Now this one we're not going to fold. We're going to keep it just like this. So open up the large one, place the small one, and then make sure that the pipe cleaner from the small one wraps around the large one so that you can tie it on top and it brings everything together. I'm going to hot glue a little bit of the top just to make sure that it snuggles in towards the center of what it looks like a bow, but we're actually making a cute little angel ornament. I'm going to twist the pipe cleaners as best as I can, cut off the excess, and then I'm going to take this little Christmas ball. You can find these at Dollar Tree. You can use any color combinations you want. I'm going to remove the top portion, remove completely the top portion, and hot glue it to the top. This is going to be the head of the angel. Now let's give the angel a nice halo. I'm going to take a silver pipe cleaner, roll it around several times, tying it securely. Just make sure that it's large enough to look nice, but not too large where it's going to fall right through the head. So let's keep it nice and tight on the top with some hot glue. Now we're going to take another pipe cleaner, just fold it in half, twist the ends, and this is what we're going to use to hang the ornament. We're just going to hot glue it to the back, and that's it. This angel is so adorable. Again, you can use any color ribbon you want, any color combination you want. I think it's gorgeous and I love it. One of my favorites from today. But what do you think? It has many ornaments that you can use for this project. However, I'm going to use these that I found on Amazon. I'm going to paint the top of these in this beautiful farmhouse red by Rust-Oleum. I did place a little bit of tape to make sure that I stay nice and crisp. And I'm going to leave the rest of the ornament in the bare natural wood. But you can do whatever you want and you can paint them if you'd like. I'm going to take these letters that they were gifted to me recently. And I'm just going to trace the word peace. And again, I'm going to trace them on this beautiful vinyl, but I'm going to trace them backwards. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then I'm just going to cut off all the excess vinyl to reveal the letters. And once again, we're just going to remove the back like a sticker and place one letter in each ornament. I want this ornament set to be either an ornament or something that you can place somewhere like hanging. So I want them to look similar but a little bit different. I'm just going to add greenery and red berries in different position, different angles. That way it just looks again similar but just a little bit different. Now I want to be able to hang these if I want. So I'm going to take this striped ribbon that I got at Walmart and I'm just going to cut it into thinner strips so that it's easier to thread through the little hole. Cut it in half and then I'm just going to thread it and just tie them in a very simple knot. But you can add a bow or whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to these. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The fact that we didn't use a cutting machine is absolutely crazy. What do you think of this one? For this next Dollar Tree Christmas DIY craft, I'm going to take this wood round from Dollar Tree. You can find these pretty much year round. I'm going to paint this one white, but again, you can use any colors you want. I use Waverly chalk pen in the white, and we're going to bring in some Dollar Tree ornaments. Now, you can find all kinds of shapes and sizes and style. They often carry these that could be used for the previous project, by the way. I'm going to remove the little galvanized part of it, but we're not going to get rid of them because we're going to use them. Then we're going to take some more of that buffalo check red and black vinyl from Dollar Tree, and we're going to start giving each ornament a different look. For this one, we're just going to do the entire thing in the buffalo check, and we're going to hot glue that galvanized piece right after. For the others, we're going to use a combination of vinyl as well as iron-on vinyl because yes, Dollar Tree does have iron-on vinyl, and it works really good. I'm going to use my little mini heat press and I'm just going to start attaching this one. It's going to have half of it in the beautiful yellow glittery iron-on vinyl, and then the top portion is going to go in the buffalo check white and black shape or style. Then we are just going to then sand down the edges. You can cut it too if you like, but I have found that sanding them down leaves a very smooth edge and it will not fray on you. And again, we're just going to place the galvanized piece. We're going to continue to do this for all of them, and then we're just going to give them each a different look, but they complement each other. Once I had each ornament beautifully designed, we are going to hot glue them on the wood round. Now, recently I did a similar craft using window clings from Dollar Tree, so this will have a more 3D look. I am going to use some pipe cleaners and attach them to each ornament. This is going to make it look like they're hanging from a branch. And we're going to cut off the excess after I have hot glued each ornament wherever I wanted them. I'm going to fold the excess pipe cleaner to the back. Then I'm going to hot glue it as well as add a little bit of masking tape. This is going to secure it in place and allow it not to go anywhere. We're going to flip it back over and now we're going to add some greenery. The greenery that I'm going to use again is a combination from Dollar Tree as well as Amazon. And I'm just going to hot glue them to the back. I'm going to keep it pretty simple, but I am going to add some glitter and some color just to bring those details from the ornaments. And then finally a bell. And look how stunning this looks. I gotta tell you, you can use any combination of vinyl, any colors you want. I love the way this one turned out. I'm gonna make some really cute Christmas DIY crafts, and I gotta tell you, using the Cricut Joy Extra was so much fun with these mats. I'm going to cut off a piece that is 5 inch by 5 inch, and I'm going to place it in the mat. It sticks right on there, and then I'm just going to place it in the Cricut Joy Extra. I'm going to head on over to the design space from Cricut. It's a completely free system that you can use, and they have these already made shapes. I'm just going to grab this circle, size it to the size that I need, and send it over to my Cricut Joy Extra. I am going to use the mat, so I'm just going to let the machine do its thing, and it's so easy. I'm going to grab some permanent vinyl. This is a smart vinyl by Cricut, and I'm going to cut off a piece that really matches the size that I need. I'm going to place it right back on the Cricut Joy Extra without a mat because it is a smart one, so you could use it without. Went back to the design space and grabbed these already designed Joy word. It's gorgeous. I'm going to cut it in a black because it does not need to be red at the moment. I am going to use red vinyl. So again, I'm just going to send it to the machine and let it do its thing. And it cuts it. And when you cut on a vinyl, you just want to weed it. So basically, Cricut has these tools that you just want to weed it. And it's quite satisfying sometimes to do this. And it's really easy. So you just want to cut it and then grab some transfer tape. This is Cricut's transfer tape. Cut up a piece that fits the size. Place that on top. You do want to stick it on. Just kind of use the scraper to get it attached. Remove the back paper and then attach it using the transfer tape. So easy. Scrape it on the design and then remove the transfer tape and it's on there. We are going to use these beads that you can find at Dollar Tree pretty much year round. I'm going to open them up and I'm going to start hot gluing one bead at a time all around the circle because we're making a very beautiful joy ornament. This ticking stripe is from Amazon. I am going to cut it in half. I'm going to use one half to create a very simple bow. I just loop it like an awareness ribbon, scrunch it in the middle, tie it with a string, cut off the excess ribbon from the bottom, and I'm going to hot glue it right on top of the beads, right there. I'm going to use the other piece. I'm just going to loop it, and I'm going to hot glue it to the back, and this is how we're going to hang it. You can use any design, any colors, any ribbon you want. How beautiful is this? Perfectly cut circle. I love it. What do you think of this one? Christmas DIY craft. I'm going to take another one of those pieces of the mat and I'm going to cut it in a 5x5. I'm going to place it on the cutting mat for the Cricut Joy Extra. I'm going to put it on the Joy Extra machine and I'm going to head back to the design space. This shape was one that was already made in the design space. I'm going to cut it to the size that I want and I'm just going to use the mat once again, send it to the machine, let it do its thing, and basically you just keep pushing the buttons. Now, I'm doing this from my phone. You can do this from your computer if you like, but it's so easy from your phone. I just did it that way. So I'm just going to send it over. I'm going to pick here. I'm going to show you the settings. Okay. I'm going to pick the heavy cardboard and then I'm going to change the pressure to more. That way it's going to cut as close to the end as possible. But as I showed you earlier, you do have to separate it and pull it apart. All right. So now I'm going to take this paint stick and I'm going to cut it to size. We're going to create a cute little cozy winter hat. This will be great for Christmas craft as well as winter crafts. I'm going to hot glue it in place and I did use my miter shears to cut the stick. I'm going to make a very quick and easy pom-pom. I'm just going to take some white yarn, wrap it around my 4 fingers, tie it in the center with more yarn, and then you just want to cut open all of the loops and then you just want to cut into a fluffy little ball. I'm going to hot glue it to the top of the little hat. Again, you can use any color combination you want. I'm going to take some black vinyl and I am going to place it directly on the machine. This time I'm going to write a text and I'm just going to write my name. I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to size it to the size that I need. Again, want to send it out to the machine. This time, no mat. And then we are going to cut it. Now, I decided to go with my name, but you can use whatever you want. You can use Merry Christmas, Joy, whatever. I'm going to let the machine do its thing. And once again, we're just going to weed it out, add some transfer tape, and then we're going to add it to the wooden portion of the cozy hat. Now that it's nicely attached, I did decide to add a little bit of embellishments because I love my embellishments. I'm going to hot glue it right there. This is from Dollar Tree. Keep it simple. And we're going to take some Dollar Tree yarn and I am going to just make a loop, tie it in the knot. We're going to hot glue it to the back. And this is how we're going to be able to hang this as an ornament. Now this would be beautiful to do for all your kiddos or all your grandkids. How cute is this little hat? And we use a cutting mat from Dollar Tree. I love the shape. How easy it is. Let me know what you think of this one. high-end Christmas ornament dupes, and I'm going to start with these Dollar Tree ornaments. You can find them pretty much every year during Christmas season, and I'm just going to remove everything from them. The fabric, the decor, everything. I just want to have the foam ball. The goal here today is to recreate the look and the feel of each high-end decor. So for this first one, I'm going to take this golden ribbon that has tons of texture, very glittery. I'm going to remove the wire portion of it on each side, and then I'm going to cut it in half. That way, I'm going to have smaller, thinner strips that are way more manageable. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue, and I'm just going to start wrapping the ball with it. And again, the goal is to just get it as close to looking as possible to the original high-end decor. Once I had it pretty much wrapped up and covered, I'm just going to secure it with hot glue and take this golden, it's just like a string. I'm going to tie it in a loop, and then I am going to place it with some flexible wire. I'm going to fold the flexible wire, thread it through the string, and then just push the flexible wire right onto the foam. That's it for the first one. All right. So for the second one, we're going to recreate again the golden look of the original. So I'm going to take one of the foam balls. I'm going to take some of these sequins from Dollar Tree. These are in the golden tone. I'm going to put them in a paper plate. I sprayed the ball with some adhesive spray and tried to glue them. It did not work. So I removed most of them, and then I'm just going to pull out my gold leaves. Now, if you've never worked with gold leaf, it's so fun. It's a little messy, but it's truly fun. I'm just going to start wrapping it around the ball. It's already sticky from the spray, and I don't mind that there's still some sequins on the ball. It's okay. We're just going to cover it up and then press it and remove any excess flakes. And then anywhere where I see a little bit of white, I'm just going to add some of those sequins. I'm going to add a little dab of glue and then add some sequins. I got to tell you, this was a lot of fun. It was a little messy with all the, you know what I mean, but it was fun. So once I had it all covered up, I'm going to make a little hole with one of the skewers. I'm going to add hot glue, one of those loops with the golden string, and push it right in. That's for the second one. For the third one, I'm going to take some of this metallic paint. This is from Artisa. Use any paint you want, okay? This is just what I had on hand, and I love that it has a little bit of a golden tone. So I'm just going to place the ball again on a skewer stick, and I'm just going to paint it. It's a little sheen. It's okay. It doesn't matter if I see some of it. This is just to add color and make it nice and a golden tone. So now that the paint is wet and is fully covered, I'm going to take some glitter from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to start pouring it. I'm just going to start placing it. This one, again, was a lot of fun. And I'm just going to start doing it until it's completely covered. And I did spray the surface with a top coat from Rust-Oleum. I didn't show it. I don't know why, but I just took a top coat, clear, sprayed it, make sure that it's nice and secure. I added one of those strings once again with hot glue, and then I'm going to make a very simple multiple loop bow with a pipe cleaner in the golden tone, hot glue it to the top, and that's it. Let me show you what the original inspiration looked like, and this is mine. I gotta say, I kind of like mine better. I know I'm a little biased, but let me know what you think. The second high-end inspiration comes from Etsy, and these beautiful ornaments are for $430, and I'm going to try to recreate with Dollar Tree ornaments. Now, I don't have 4 ornaments. I do have one additional one, so I'm going to take this one, remove everything from it. I am going to keep those 2 little things because we're going to use them in a little bit. I'm also going to take one of these shelf strings. So these shelves you can find at Dollar Tree, and I use them all the time to make crafts, and I always keep the little rope that comes with them, and I'm going to use them for this ornament. All right, so I'm going to start by just creating like a little swirl with the rope with hot glue. This is just going to get me started. Then once I had a nice little size one, I'm just going to hot glue it to the bottom of the ornament and just keep adding glue and rolling it around. So simple and very easy and so fun also. I actually had a lot of fun doing these. So I'm going to do that all the way till the entire ornament is covered. As I was covering the ornament, one of the ropes did not match in color. It was actually a little lighter in tone. It's okay. You can see it right there. It's like the top portion of the ornament. It worked out in the end. I don't know why they were different colors, but it is what it is. We'll work with it. All right, I'm going to take some more of that rope and I am going to make a loop and then add some hot glue right there in the hole opening on the top and place it right in. Just kind of squish it in. And then we're going to add some of those decor that was already on the original ornament. This is just to add some of the greenery. Now, the original inspiration had a very neutral colors, but for this one, I'm going to add greens and reds just to make it a little bit more traditional. And again, we're trying to recreate the entire look of it. And then I'm just going to place the red berries right in the center. Of course, I want to remind you what the original looked like. Beautiful ornaments. And then this is what mine looks like. I gotta say, I think this is one of my favorites. I love the texture of it. Well, what do you think? The next high-end Christmas ornament that I am going to attempt to recreate the look for is this beautiful keepsake one. If you have somebody's who's passed away, maybe their shirt, this is just a great way to reuse one of those shirts and create a keepsake ornament. I'm going to try to recreate it with this ornament that already has a beautiful buffalo check kind of plaid look. It's not blue, but it is beautiful. So I removed everything from the top and I'm going to take one of these fabrics that I removed from the previous ornament. I'm going to add hot glue, fold it. Then I'm going to add hot glue again and fold it again. This is to create that seam, that middle shirt type seam where the buttons are going to go. Very simple, very easy. You can also sew it if you'd like, but hot glue, I'll take that. It's so easy. All right, so once I have it folded for the second time, I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric as close as possible to the edge. And then we are going to place it right on the center, right down the center of the ornament, just like the original. I'm going to hot glue the top. I'm going to hot glue the bottom. And then I'm going to cut off the excess as close as possible to the seam so it looks nice and professional. I found 3 buttons that are white. I think it will look great on this one. They're different sizes, so I'm just going to place them larger from the bottom to smaller to the top. And a little bit of hot glue goes a long way. And then it's time to add some greenery. This is the same one that already came with the original ornament. I'm just going to place it right on top. It's going to hide all that extra glue that was left over there. And I'm going to add the the little pine cone that came with it and some red berries right on top. And of course, we need something to hang the ornament. So I'm just going to take some jute string, very simple, do the same thing, loop it, tie it on the bottom, and then hot glue it right there behind all the decor. Let me remind you what the original inspiration looked like. And this is what mine looks like. I love this one. It has such a farmhouse, rustic, country look to it, but what a great gift it would make. The next high-end Christmas ornament inspiration comes from Kirkland. These 2 flocked pinecone ornaments, a set of 2, are $15. And I think we can tell that it's going to be pretty easy to redo, right? But let's try it and see how I did it. All right, so I'm going to take this huge pine cone. I already had it from my stash from last year. And I'm going to add one of the looped strings, tie it, and hot glue it. I'm going to spray the entire thing with some adhesive spray and add some flour. This is just what I had on hand, friends. Use what you have. You can use fake snow if you'd like. It's okay. I just want to add that dusty, kind of snowy look that it had. Now, once it was completely covered, I'm just going to shake it off and remove any excess from it. And then we're going to take some paint. This is chalk paint Waverly in the white, and I'm just going to start dabbing it pretty much all over the tips, in between the little pine cones, wherever you want. I just want this to look clumpy and snowy and frosted. There is definitely no right or wrong way to do this. Just have fun, get messy. But let me show you what the originals look like. And this is what mine looks like. Definitely an easy craft to do. I love this one. It got messy, but I had a lot of fun. What do you think of this one? first thing I want to do is I want to open up the box because it does come closed, and then you have a nice clean slate. This is my favorite blade knife, and anytime I work with cardboard or foam board, I always highlight it because it's so good and it's great for your grip. I do have it on my Amazon store if you want to check it out. I printed this star in a 7-inch size. I'm just going to cut off the excess paper around it, and then I'm going to trace it using my tracing tool. I normally use this with carbon paper, which you definitely can do, but I thought I'm just going to use it and kind of just make dents with it. I'm going to use my ruler to kind of keep those lines nice and straight. And then once I have it outlined, I'm just going to use my blade knife to cut it out. Then I'm going to use that one, trace it so that I can have a second star in the same size. Now that I have both stars nicely cut, we're going to use some craft paper. This is from a Christmas crafting book that I found at Michael's years ago. I'm going to trace each star, and I'm just going to then make it and cut it into a smaller size star. So once I have it traced, I'm going to make little dots, and this is just so that I know where to trace the line because I want the star to match the design of the original size. And then I did the same thing on the other star. I'm going to cut them, and the plan is to attach them on top of the cardboard stars. And this is how it should fit, just about maybe 1/4 of an inch inside the star. All right, so now we're going to Mod Podge the back of the craft paper, and we are going to let that dry. This is a newer technique that I learned to use. So I'm just going to add a layer on both stars, put it to the side underneath a fan, and then let it dry. While they're drying, I'm just going to line the edges of the cardboard using some paint. I'm just going to use this little spatula. You can also use little wedges. Whatever you have would work. I want to add dimension and also take away that cardboard look from the edges. So once I had it, I'm just going to let them dry, and then here's what the stars look like. The Mod Podge is all dried up. We're going to place it right in the center. We're going to add parchment paper on top, and we're just going to iron it. I'm using my little mini press, but you can use an iron if you have that. I also have a small little iron similar to this one in my Amazon store. Again, it is linked down below. So just like that, it is nicely attached, no bubbles, and I'm going to do the same thing on the second one, and it's like magic. I love using this technique. All right, so I completely forgot to film the next portion, but I'm going to show you. So I added these little frosted pigs with these little frosted berries to this one right there on the left side, and then on the other one, I added regular red berries with a little greenery pig on the left side. And then on the back, so that we can hang it, I added this baker's twine jute string kind of look. I hot glued it and taped it. I'm sorry I missed that footage, but it was not hard to do, just hot glue it, and I think these turned out absolutely gorgeous. I love making ornaments, and using cardboard is such an easy and inexpensive way to do it. What do you think of this one? For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take these printouts that I printed on my regular printer. I just found these online, and I printed them in 5-inch height, and then the star or the cookie in 5-inch. I am going to trace them, and then in this time, I am going to use my X-Acto knife instead of my blade knife. The cuts are a little bit more intricate, I guess, and just smaller, and so using my X-Acto knife really worked. But here's the thing, you want to make sure it's really, really sharp, so be careful. And just have fun. I like this process actually. I sped it up because you know how to cut. Once cut, I'm just going to use my nail filer. I'm just going to sand down those edges to smooth them out so they're not so sharp. And then I'm going to take the printouts that I printed from the web, and I'm just going to mimic the design that I already have, but I'm going to use my white acrylic marker. This is just a paint marker, and it's really good. And I do have them in my Amazon store as well if you want to check them out. And I'm just going to do the little face and all the little details that each gingerbread cookie, I guess, has. How fun are these? Oh my gosh, these are going to be ornaments. Of course, you can make as many as you want. I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. We're just going to trace all the outline with paint, just scraping it on. This is Waverly Chalkman in the white. And I'm going to do that again just to create dimension and add a little bit of character on it. Then I decided to add a little bit of Mod Podge right where all the circles are. So the buttons, the eyes, and then on the little snowflake cookie. And I'm going to add snowflakes, just faux snowflakes. It had a little bit of a glittery feel to it or look. And so I thought adding this would add dimension, texture, and it made it look a little puffy, which I loved. And then it also attached a little bit on the edges because some of the paint was still wet. So I'm just going to dust off all of that snow, and it's so fun. Of course, you can add color to these as well. You can add red, whatever you want. Now, we are going to make these into ornaments. So I'm going to take some pipe cleaners. I'm going to take this one, cut it into 3s. We're just going to twist it and hot glue it to each back. This would be an amazing craft to do as a family, with girlfriends, with your kids. How fun are these? Again, the possibilities are endless when it comes to working with cardboard. These are adorable. What do you think of this one? Of course, let me know down in the comments. You're going to have to let me know which one is your favorite, and I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree Christmas crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.